Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello, Internet. How you doing today? Are you doing good? I mean, you're the Internet. You can't be doing that good, but hey, you know, I'm trying here. I'm trying. I just want to make sure things are okay, but you know how the Internet can be, Ian.
Oh, I do.
Well, you know, it's a time. It's a time we got, and we got plenty of time to go over some Q&A today, I think.
We do. Let's jump straight into it, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go. Let's run.
All right. If you want your question answered on the show, email us at BumbleKast@yahoo.com, tweet to us at BumbleKast, comment on any of the YouTube videos, and if you're a patron, post it in the Ask Q&A channel over on the Discord. If you want your question answered sooner rather than later, become a $5 patron over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, or send us 2 coffees, that's $6 US, at KoFi.com, KO-fi.com/BumbleKast. Be sure to include your name and your question, because otherwise that's just a straight donation, which is great. We love it, but that doesn't get you anything, and that would make us sad. Please be sure to check the Q&A master list and the FAQs over at BumbleKing.com before submitting your question, because if it's already been answered, we ain't going to do that again. We've done it. It's been answered. Clearly, it is immutable. We cannot do it again. So, there you go. Fair warning. You've been told.
Yes, indeed you have. And you've also been told that it's time for the priority Q&A. Starting off with Scurvy Piratehog. If Modern Eggman, Boom Eggman, Jim Carrey's Robotnik, and the Satam Robotnik went into an interdimensional war against each other, how would it go, and who would be victorious? Who would win the war of the Eggmen?
Sonic.
I mean, yeah.
That's not the answer you want, though.
No. Imagine Sonic's not involved.
If we're talking strictly Eggman, Modern Eggman by a mile.
Yeah.
He just has the track record for it. He's manipulated gods. He's traveled through time. He's played with time space. Boom Eggman is lucky if he puts his suit on correctly in the morning.
He's the first to go.
Jim Carrey's Robotnik is, a great rendition, but he's still at the very beginning of his career. He is not anywhere on the same level. And Satam Robotnik certainly has gravitas, but he conquered a city. And he lost to children running out of the woods. He can't even compete. Not even close.
I think Satam Robotnik could hack it, though. Like if he had an actual reason to do something, because I mean, the point we see Satam Robotnik, he's kind of content, it seems like, with what he's conquered. But if he had more of a motivation, I think he could just rise up to the challenge.
And thinking about it, I keep conflating him with the comic version, and that had that weird 10-year gap thrown in there.
Yeah, no. That yeah.
And I mean, I guess that kind of links up with Blast of the Past, but I mean, I guess conquering an entire planet over a 10-year span is reasonable, but it's just so mundane.
Yeah.
Then again, it's also more focused and meticulous, where Eggman's like, I'm gonna resurrect this water monster and blow up a city. Oh, that didn't work. I'm gonna resurrect this ancient thing in the military compound. I don't know what it is. I just want it. So
True.
Different degrees of ambition, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah. Makes sense. The modern Eggman would definitely, yeah. I do like Cajun Eggman, though. That sounds like another alternate universe Boom. Here's one from RedScarfUK, following up to Scurvy Piratehog. So now that we know which Eggman / Robotnik would win, maybe, here's another one. Mama Robotnik versus Mombot. Who would win?
Mama Robotnik. Mombot certainly has tenacity, but Mama Robotnik is a hell beast of a completely different degree.
Oh boy.
She is nightmare fuel rendered in a way that only John Gray could find appealing. Mama Robotnik is just a force of nature that I abhor on every possible level, primarily because John Gray keeps bringing her up. So, no, Mama Robotnik would win. Just straight up.
I love it. Next question is from Speedweed. All right, this is another question that's pushed into the forefront of my brain. If Sonic had hobbies, would they involve tagging Eggman's monorails with rad, totally not Jet Set Radio tier street art?
I don't know if Sonic would have the patience for street art.
He could do it real fast.
He could do it real fast, sure, but... And I'm not saying, like, Beat is meticulous with his craft, but I almost feel like that level of detail and fine attention wouldn't necessarily appeal to Sonic. But if you were to do some kind of like crossover game, I would see him getting into the groove of it because, oh, hey, that cool guy's doing it. I might as well do it too. Hey, we're being cool guys together and we're fighting depression. Groovy.
I would, what would Sonic's hobbies be? I know sometimes they portray him as playing video games. That seems to be one of the big ones.
Yeah, I don't know if that sits well with me because that requires him to sit still and pay attention to something. Although I guess if the gameplay itself is engaging enough, he might be inclined.
Yeah, it seems like it.
He's an adrenaline junkie. He likes parkour. He likes free running. He likes exploration. He likes travel.
Right.
And when he's done, he likes to just chill out for a bit and recharge. And he's a very outdoorsy type.
And eat some chili dogs. According to some of the official art, he likes skateboarding, which is weird because he could run faster than any skateboard. But that ties into that could tie into some Jet Set Radio stuff.
Yeah, it's the same reason why he drives around in a car. It's the challenge,
right?
Sure, he could run faster, but what if he had a limit?
Yeah, true. And it wouldn't be fair if he could just run past everybody. That's not that. I feel like that wouldn't be fun in his mind.
Right, that's his handicap.
Yeah, he's like, no, it wouldn't be fun to just run past everybody. I'm not like that. I'll be on even ground with everybody else, and then I'll still beat them.
Exactly.
Yes. It's one of the things I love about Sonic. He's a cool guy. He's a nice guy. Next question is from TerravancerYoh. During your entire career writing the Sonic comics, have you had any notable Eureka moments that you could speak of, along with any favorite callbacks or ties of continuity that you were able to pull together?
Oh, geez. Tons and tons and tons. The Mogul Nagas connection, I was particularly happy came together when we were putting together the series Bible for publishing the big Who's Who thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going through Jeffrey's biography, and it's like, this guy's been all over the place. How does this make any sense? How can I utilize him? Wait! And came up with the Ixis Apprentice thing. It was a little bit of a square peg in a round hole, but that square peg had been so many different shapes that I think it's fine.
Right.
Reconciling Gamma's story from SA1 to the Universe issue, I'm particularly proud of.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, I guess, but when the games say that Eggman discovered Shadow through Gerald's diary. Okay. And then in a later edition, the diary is entirely digital. It's like, oh, okay, how do we reconcile that? Because we had portrayed it differently in the comics and finding a workaround for that. Or whenever Sega came up with some other new thing that didn't jive with either the comics continuity or the game's continuity up to that point, it's like, okay, how do we make this fit? And those were fun moments.
Yeah. Yep. I like those.
Pretty much the entirety of my early run of just reconciling comic continuity and game continuity and bringing it into something more median was very satisfying.
Also seemed like a lot of hard work. Trying to get those things to play nice with each other could not have been easy.
Nah, but that was fun because I love it. I love all the material and I get to play with it.
Yep. That's awesome. Here's Diane W. with a question. What was the best Pokemon team you ever had from every last entry in the main series?
Oh, geez.
It's a lot.
I don't remember most of my teams.
I don't-
Scandalous, I know, because they're supposed to be your companions and your friends. And
I don't remember any of mine because I've never played them.
I know, you heathen. I do remember it was either red and blue or gold and silver that I had a whole Gundam Wing themed team. And that was about as 90s weeb as you could get.
Yeah.
I can't remember who everybody was. Oh well.
You need to go into more detail on this, man. Come on.
I can't. Like, I think, did I have a golem that was heavy arms because Graveler was initially a heavy arms? I didn't have a way of trading to get a Machamp, which would have made more sense. Shoot, what was Katra's Gundam called? I had a Sand Slash for that. Might have been
The word I'm receiving is Sandrock.
Sandrock, there we go. Thank you. Might have had a Fearow for Deathwing. It's been a while. I was one of those edgy kids who much preferred Spearow over Pidgey because he just looked like a meaner bird. Never was fully satisfied with the transition to Fearow. Didn't really like the look of Fearow, and really wish Spearow had a middle evolution or a final third one beyond Fearow. I don't know. But that's the only team I kind of remember with any degree of clarity, which is to say virtually none at all.
My favorite team is all Mudkips.
There you go, then.
I don't know why. Is that even
Most
possible?
of what I remember,
I don't know.
Most of what I remember about my teams is that when I would go up against Aaliyah, she would have like one that could virtually sweep my team. You know, we'd be playing something, and I swear to God that Espeon she had perfect IVs or something, because that thing was just trot out psychic and melt the brain out of anything that I threw in front of her. I am certain she managed to kill a dark type with a psychic move. I know that can't happen, but I swear to God she did it.
She cheated. Did you find her Game Sharks? Because that might do it. I don't know. Here's a question from Digama. Why is the hopefully first Tales of Aether miniseries about Clarion? Was it your idea or Dan's?
That was Dan. Dan came to me with the project and said, "This is the basic storyline. Improve upon it." No. Sorry, Dan. Expand upon it. And there goes that job.
Nope, it's over.
And I think Clarion was selected in part because she's from the future. So her story's kind of removed from the main series and can be told fairly self-contained without affecting where we're going with the main series. And two, as we said in a previous episode, she's Trunks with a lightsaber, and that's just freaking cool. That automatically gets people in seats, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you have the main character and you have the primary set of rivals, and they're all fine characters, but Trunks with a lightsaber. Come on. Dark dystopian future stories are always fun. So I think that's why we went with Clarion first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have not read Tales of Aether, head over to Comixology right now and grab issue number 1.
Do it now. Next up is a question from the Shadow Emperor. Ultra serious question. What would happen if someone pressed the monkey destruction switch next to Monkey Khan? If you don't remember what that is, it's a one-off item Knuckles uses to destroy a Kiki Gatekeeper in SA1.
I'm pretty sure there's 2 monkey destruction switches.
I love that that's what it's called.
And the ultra serious answer is bad things. Because Ken is only half monkey bot. So only half of him would be destroyed. And a lot of that's internal. So it would be bad. It would be very bad. It would not be in a children's book bad. It would be That's for your dark fanfic bad. That's ooh, no, bad times. Bad times.
The
Because it's not just like the Kiki shorts out. No, this thing is in a cage, Kyle.
Yeah.
It's romping around that can't be accessed. It explodes with a force. It would be giblets and gravy everywhere. It would be just.
What would happen if you push the monkey destruction switch next to the monkey? Well, the monkey would be destructed. That's what would happen. That's how it works. I love that it's called that. Monkey destruction switch. It's a good one. It's good. Here's a question from Off. Ever played the Mass Effect games? If not, play them. If so, what did you think? Favorite class, favorite character, favorite romantic pairing?
I played the original 3. Didn't get all the DLC, but that was just because of time and money. I'm on the fence over getting the remakes or remasters just because what I've seen of some of the art choices, I'm really not fond of. And I don't mean they took the camera off of Miranda's ass. I don't care. I mean stuff like with Sovereign descending from the sky, and in the original, the sky is like black and red with boiling storm clouds, and it looks like a nightmare because you have this mechanical elder god descending from space and palming a city. And in the remaster, it's kind of a nice day.
Yeah,
I mean, it's certainly higher res, but it lacks any of the gravitas or artistry of the original. I don't know. I'd have to see more of a review on that. Maybe see some comparisons, because everything I saw so far was like, look at all the bloom and look at all the pretty textures and look at the better lighting. It's like, that's great and all. It looks better on a technical level, but you're losing the emotional value of these moments, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Back on track. Favorite class. I always played as, I don't remember the term, but the gun guy, because I didn't want to mess with any of the special powers. I didn't want to try to figure out if I had enough mana. I didn't want to try to figure out what push this might need, or if I needed to do whatever. No, just give me all the shoot bangs and I'm good. The long range shoot bang to take care of things before they become things, the big shoot bang when they're coming up close, and the pistol for when I'm out of other shoot bangs. It's fine. Just let me shoot the things. They're dead anyway. Move on. Favorite character. We're going to have a list here because you can't just pick one. Garrus is my boy. Just top tier.
Yeah, Garrus is awesome.
Rex is great.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Thane was great.
Most of them are really good.
Oh, yeah. Tali was spectacular. She was like the romance option pretty much every time. Liara had a neat arc. I liked her. Legion was kind of cool. And Jack was fantastic. Jack was great. And that's it, because you didn't get any of the other party members. That's all.
Yeah. We don't talk about the humans. Unless they're Shepherd. Unless they're Shepherd.
Yeah. Shepherd.
But even then.
Oh, no. Morden. How could I forget Morden?
Morden must be a later character.
No, the doctor. Am I getting the name wrong?
Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. I think you might be right. Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, because I've only played the first one, and I only played like 15, 20 hours of it, and I was going slow. Because apparently that game is actually only like 20 hours long. So I was clearly, I think I was doing a lot of the side quests, and I just kind of, I don't know what happened. I just kind of stopped playing it, not because I didn't like it, but I think I was just tired of dying. And I kept dying. I'm like, I'm just tired of dying.
The first game is a little sloggy, to be honest, and I'm not particularly fond of the menu system. The characterization is where it's at, but gameplay wise, I found it kind of stale feeling.
Mm-hmm.
A little. It's a brand new IP. They're not going to get it right the first time, and what was there was serviceable, but I didn't find it particularly engaging. Second game is where it's at. that's the one where I felt like they had the right balance between your Western RPG and your action shooter right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was the most interesting cast. I thought that was the most interesting scenario. It kind of gets a little weird with the story they were building, but it falls apart by the end anyway, so forget it. What you have for number 2 is, for me, the best experience. That's the one I would want to go and play again, and that's the only one I think I did do 2 full playthroughs on. Did a Paragon run and a Renegade run.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one has its moments. I feel like the gameplay skews too heavily towards your running and gunning and feels a little dumbed down. And honestly, because it's mostly re-recruiting folks. You don't get too many new folks in that. I know the new human guy you get was pretty cool, but I can't remember who he was. Lo siento. It was okay, but some of to me, it bugged me a lot that the central plot of 3 is basically rallying the entire galaxy to protect Earth when all the other planets are already fighting for their survival. You know, why are we not banding behind the Turians, who are the most militaristic race and the most organized, and making our beachhead there? They're already fighting, so why don't we shore up our defenses there?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I don't know. I did really, really like the mission on Tachanka, though, and how that could go. Whether or not you cure the Krogans, or you trick them, or, you know, Morden's scene when Morden is normally just a motor mouth, babble, eccentric guy. And he has this one moment of direct clarity that is chilling. And I love it. And depending on how you go, throughout all 3, I guess, gets one of the most heartbreaking scenes with Rex. It's like, this is really cool that this option is here, but I never want to do this route. I do not want to validate its existence because it hurts. Just, no. I will say that the first game, the sense of choice felt kind of arbitrary for the most part.
Sure.
Until, I can't remember the planet, but you find out that Saren is trying to fix the genophage and get the Krogans breeding again. And Rex is off to the side, taking his aggression out on the fish in the local pond. And depending on how well you've interacted with Rex up to that point, you can either talk him down, or he will decide to defect, and you have to kill him, or one of your teammates has to kill him. And that's it. He's gone. There's no getting him back for the next 2 games. And that, he said, oh, this means something. I need to talk to this character. I need to get to know him. I need to bring my big dinosaur buddy back.
Yes. Yeah.
And then when it came down to the nuke of blowing up one of the humans, it was like, whatever. Ashley, you can die. You're the racist. But Rex was, ooh.
That was
everything about Rex takes me to the core.
I think I did get to that point where you do choose one of your party members to nuke. I think that's about the point I got to. It was around there, but I don't know why. I don't know why I stopped. Really, just kind of like I was just sick of dying. I think that's really what it comes down to. So I think I was just the shooty type like you. Like you played, and I didn't bother with the magic stuff. Just give me the guns. Guns are easy. Still kept dying though.
I mean, if you were interested in picking up the remaster, I would almost say put it on like super easy and just cruise through the first game to get the story.
That's what I've heard, was a lot of people recommending like just put it on super easy and just go through it, just burn through it.
And in terms of pairings, never mind what Shepard can do. If you don't romance Garrus or you don't romance Tally, getting Garrus and Tally together is adorable, and I endorse that more than any Shepard couple out there. And if you romanced Thane, you have my deepest condolences because y'all got robbed.
Oh.
Inexcusable. Sure, he went out like a boss at the end, but that was one of the biggest flaws in 3. I don't care if the subplot was Thane was dying. He's bad. Newspaper across the nose. Thane should have done more. And I don't know about the DLC characters because, like I said, I didn't really get any of them. I did get the Prothean guy, but then my DLC corrupted and I couldn't get him again because it said the DLC was corrupted, so I couldn't play the campaign, but it also registered as having been downloaded, so I couldn't download it again. So, meh.
I have the original PC versions of all of them. I'm wondering if I should just use those and get the fancy graphics upgrade mods for those instead of the new collections. I don't know if there's really any differences or anything other than that. I mean, I could find out, I suppose. I know that Mass Effect 1 on PC controls are weird. I think you cannot use a controller with that one, which is strange, or you can, but you have to map it as a keyboard. And yes, it's just strange. It was early days of PC to console to PC conversions and stuff from that. So I believe they fixed it in the next 2 games though. Maybe I'll play them. Maybe I'll stream something from them. Maybe I'll stream the first one or something. But we'll see. We'll see. Next question is from Hero of Light 13. Hey Ian, my question is a bit of a head scratcher. Just how old is Sonic supposed to be these days? I know that since SA1, his official Sonic Channel bio lists him as 15 years old, though technically could argue that he'd be at least 16 and a half by now, with his birthday in Generations and the 6-month time skip in Forces. But in that very same game, Infinite calls out Eggman and straight up says that Sonic's been defeating him for decades. Either this is just another mistranslation/localization issue, and he meant to say years, or it suggests that Sonic is somewhere in his 20s at least in order to be fighting Eggman for that long. To your knowledge, do you know if this is just some attempt on Sega's part to soft retcon Sonic and potential character ages, or is this just another case of looking too deeply into a throwaway line? Considering how Sega was looking for a more mature-sounding Sonic when they casted Roger, I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to age him up slightly, but what do you think?
Honestly, it's just poor oversight of the brand. Sonic is 15. He's had a birthday. It's like you said, he's had a birthday. There's the 6-month thing in space, which, again, from my understanding, wasn't in the Japanese version. So which canon are you following now? And that decades line is just wrong.
I think that's probably just a wink to the player rather than a.
I know that's the thing is you can have meta jokes like that.
Yeah.
But there's good meta jokes and then there's forced ones that just don't make any sense.
And that's one of them. I'm not saying it's a good joke.
No. I mean, the one that almost works is when Modern and Classic are reunited. It's like, hey, I haven't seen you in Generations. It's like, it's a reference to the game, but it hasn't been literal generations between them.
Yeah, it's a clever wordplay.
No, it's not
clever-ish. It's an attempt at clever wordplay.
Like if he had said it's been ages since I've seen you there,
that's more Sega.
That's a hyperbole of the passage of time, so it works just fine.
It had been ages.
Yeah, so there you go. That's your double joke right there. It's far more clever, and it works within the context of the characters in the scene, and I'm getting angry over forces again.
I am really surprised they have never made Sonic say, to be this good takes ages.
Yeah, seriously. But Hero Light 13, the answer is just poor continuity control.
How old is Sonic? However old you want him to be at this point.
Frankly, I wish they would just do away with the official ages because nobody acts like their age anyway.
No, not really. No. Cream is like the only one who's actually a child. Tails is also kind of, but he's also a super genius. So it's like, what? It's weird. It's weird. And the ages are dumb. So whatever. And here's a question here from Andrew D. To what extent do you stay away from fan material? Do you try to stay away from fan characters as well? What happens if you accidentally view something you're not supposed to?
I try to stay away from most of it, just because there is that off chance it would have original material in it. Stuff that's been like filtered through, say, Sonic Channel or retweeted by an official person or is in the IDW letters page, that I know has already been vetted, so it's fine. But when you've got people's fan characters being mixed in, then I just try to avoid in general. It's not like I am steadfast in every aspect of it. It's not like I have to purge my mind through hypnosis each time I see whoever the cat or what have you. But I make a point of not seeking it out and not dwelling on it.
You need one of those Men in Black brain flashers, memory flashes. I don't remember that at all. Whoever the cat. That's my favorite fan character. Next question is from Scurvy Matt, and this is also our last priority question this week. Fellas, I've got to know, who is the best Robotic Sonic doppelganger that is not Metal Sonic? Metal Sonic obviously takes first prize, but I'm curious as to which ones you think of come in second place. I feel like we've
Sonic out of SA3 and Knuckles.
I feel like we've covered this before, but yeah, it's definitely Mecha Sonic from Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
I mean, I think there was a previous question talking about who did we like amongst the other doppelgangers, but this is specifically who is the next best Sonic bot.
Yeah. And Mecha Sonic managed to go super. I mean, yeah.
There's no competition. Nothing compares to him.
No. I mean, Silver Sonic from Sonic 2 was kind of neat to see.
Yeah.
Like I think that is the prototypical version of a cloned robot Sonic. But in terms of actual coolness factor, yeah, I think it's Mecha Sonic gets at least get second place, I wonder how a fight between Mecha and Metal would go. Be pretty close, especially if Mecha went super.
I would imagine it would still go to Metal.
Yeah.
Because Metal is more Sonic-like in his movesets and speed, and that obviously has the ability to defeat Mecha, so.
Yeah. True. Well, then you'd have to get Knuckles in there to fight him. Because, he was the final boss of Knuckles' campaign.
What we need to do is bring back Mecha Knuckles.
I'm really feeling it. Mecha Tails too. Well, that would just be Tails doll. Although an actual Mecha Tails might be neat.
Yeah, we need an actual legit Metal Tails and Mecha Tails because I want to see one of everything because I am a turbo.
Yeah, we need Rose, Amy Rose, some Amy doppelgangers too. We had Rose Woman in the in Worlds Unite. That was close. Yep. We need that. Need more of that. More of that, please. More robot doppelgangers because they're fun.
While we wait for them to cater to our demands, we're going to take a quick ad break, and we will see you after the cut.
And it's time to jump into the standard Q&A. Here's one from Maybe Toby. Maybe Toby. Might not be Toby, but it may be Toby. What was the point in the Freedom Fighters getting their pre-reboot memories back if the memories were just going to fade over time?
That was my question when we were hashing this out. And I believe Paul's rationale at the time was to not make the fans feel like they were being thrown completely into a new continuity. He wanted there to be some kind of bridging device so that those who had stuck with the book for so long didn't feel completely betrayed by the reboot. And I can sympathize with that. But my position was that it's supposed to be a clean break for legal reasons, and we're never going to be able to follow up on any of those past memories. And it's taking the fresh look of these characters and piling a bunch of baggage on them that doesn't need to be. So the compromise was the fading memory aspect. We had the bridging device so that those who had been with the book for ages and ages could say, okay, I can still follow along. It's not like all of that previous reading was for nothing. But we were also free to take the characters in new directions with the memories having faded out.
Yeah. It was just a strange compromise thing. It was weird, but whatever. It worked out in the end. Because we got post-reboot stuff. That's some good stuff right there. Next question is from Adam. There are a lot of moral dilemmas in the Metal Virus saga. But where did you get the inspiration for them? Did you perhaps base them on real-world events like the Black Plague or leper colonies?
Nothing specifically, but kind of that general historical look at how do you deal with crises of this nature. Not just necessarily plagues, but any humanitarian crisis. What do you do when things are out of control? How do you balance the needs of the many and the few? And what sacrifices do you have to make in the grand scheme of things and in split decisions? And a lot of it came down to, here are the characters in this scenario. How would they reasonably react? And sometimes they have to make the hard choices.
Yeah. Go figure that it preceded a real world event. Just barely preceded a real world event that we're still dealing with in ways. Good job, Ian. Thanks for making it real, buddy. It's your fault. You did it all. I knew it. We figured it out. We found the cause. We found it. I'm joking. We didn't find it. It wasn't Ian. Unless it was. Was it you, Ian? Uh-oh. They got him. They got him. Oh no, what am I going to do without Ian? I can't do the show without Ian, but I can ask this question here from Geo. How would it be like if Tangle, Whisper, Jewel, Starline, Rough Tumble, Mimic, and Bell met the Mega Man cast? And how would the IDW characters' roles play out in Worlds Unite?
That's oddly specific. I imagine it wouldn't be too terribly different from the way Worlds Unite unfolded as it was, because the game cast was fairly congruent and they would take the lead, and the Freedom Fighters, who were there mostly as just fan service, were kind of on the back end, so that crew would also kind of just be present on the back end for maybe a couple of one-liners and fun moments. I'm not going to replot out Worlds Unite off the top of my head to incorporate them. That's silly. I wouldn't imagine they would be too involved. And truth be told, if we were doing Worlds Unite in that fashion, I wouldn't be including Starline, Rough, and Tumble. They wouldn't be with the heroes, and they would clutter up the villains more than they were already cluttered up.
Yeah, they're a little. It'd be a little overdone. Yeah, I mean, you're already. It was already character heavy to begin with. Now you're just adding more.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there'd be a cute moment with Woodman and Bell, comparing tech of the Busters with the variable Wisp on. Springman wasn't around, so we don't really have Tangle to interact with them, but I don't know.
You can figure something out.
There'd be small, cute moments, but nothing too crazy.
All right, our next question here is from Aaron M. Hey there again, Ian and Kyle. Since I'm going to be writing my own Sonic fan comic series, I was wondering, do you guys have any writing tips for me, or any tips at all?
I would say start off small. Don't think that you're going to write the next major magnum opus at 24 issues a year and you're going to reshape the face of the fandom and be the next big thing. Focus on telling a good story. What do you want to do with your fan comic? What is the story you want to tell? What is it you want to accomplish with the characters and the narrative? And set yourself a reasonable goal. Like, if you've never done this sort of thing before, give yourself a couple months per issue and wrap up your story arc in like 6 issues, let's say. This is just arbitrary off the top of my head. But give yourself like a limited scope, some parameters to work within, and see how you do. Can you meet your own deadlines? Can you resolve your story in a way that's satisfying to you and to readers? I don't know how you're going to produce it. Are you going to draw and letter it yourself? Because that's going to take a lot of time too. Or do you have friends that are going to be helping out? What kind of time do they have? And above all else, have fun with it. Don't stress out over it. Don't worry about what others are going to think, or what impact this might have on the fandom on a whole. Just tell your story. Have fun with it. Put it out there. And if other people enjoy it, cool. That's great. And if nobody else responds, well, at least you got it done. You did something that you want to do. And that much itself is an accomplishment.
Absolutely. Our next question is from Daddler the Dalek. Just another silly question. What would happen if Fastidious Beaver would visit the Nerb Kingdom? How would the Nerbs react? Why would the beaver do that? Would it get very tedious?
Oh, it'd be exceedingly tedious. But good old FB would become their king, their new god king. He would out-nerb every nerb, and they would revere him as the pinnacle of nerbness, and he wouldn't care. And it would be a really, really weird B-plot, but, it would get the job done.
It's another boom. It's another boom episode right there.
It's another boom episode.
Pretty much.
Like the A plot's going to be something completely zany and over the top, and Sonic is up against some kind of killer robot and comes up to what's going to very clearly be a big dramatic fight and get back to the Nerbs.
Yep.
And that subplot would last to the first commercial break, and we'd come back to Sonic and the robot would be destroyed, and he'd be panting and dusting his hands out going, wow, I bet the animators broke the budget on that one. I mean, whoops, better go fix that fourth wall. Runs off, goes back to the Nerbs.
Oh man, I miss Boom so much. I truly do. I truly do. Oh man. Next question from just some guy online. Wow, that's a just some guy online. I mean, that could be me. Wow, I don't think this
Anyone
is me.
can wear the mask.
This is not me, but it could be. Could be. Do you think Gadget the Wolf could ever appear in IDW? The Red Wolf from the Forces trailers?
Maybe as a background cameo goof, but not as a character, because he's not a character. The wolf, the bird, and the cat that were used primarily in marketing were all examples of the avatar and your playable character. And as we've said on the show before, there are just so many variations to who the avatar could be. There is no possible way to reconcile it in any kind of canonical sense. So now conceivably one could take Gadget as he's presented and make a new character that maybe follows some of the Avatar tropes, but I don't know if Sega would want us to do that, because that might lend too much legitimacy to the character, because he's not a character, he's a marketing tool. I don't know if they'd want to do that.
Yeah, and they seem to have, they don't want to really bother connecting back to Forces anymore. Anyway, so yeah, Tangle and Whisper were kind of the sort of stand-in characters for the rookies, I guess, in a way, in a sense, but not completely.
I mean, their designs were built with the rookies' movesets in mind,
right?
Like if we, if they were to be, imported into a game and Forces is the model to build off of, how would their playstyles be? And that kind of influenced it, but they would still work independently as their own characters,
right?
So,
I mean,
they weren't directly influenced by the marketing avatars,
and their designs aren't really ones you can completely recreate in the game itself. So
sadly, no.
But that doesn't stop modders. Thank you, modders. Next question is from Smoogie Boogie. You've talked about Star Fox before, so I figured I could ask about this. Why specifically do you think there's so much hatred for Slippy Toad? People complain about him needing saved, but every character needs Fox to save them. It's a game mechanic. Is it his voice? I've personally not had a problem with it. I always found Falco more annoying because he asked to be saved and then complains that he could have handled it. Anyway, maybe I just want to hear about you talk about Star Fox more.
I mean, you bring up salient points across the board. I think the difference is that Falco is shown having moments of competency and Slippy does not.
Except Slippy is the mechanic and basically the inventor of the R-Wings, so he is like a genius.
True, but that's back at base. That's not in the field when you're under live fire.
True.
That's not Slippy going, here I go, and zipping ahead only to immediately come under enemy fire and needing help. I'm thinking specifically on the N64 Corneria approach. Sure, Falco's got some swagger, but the reason he comes under fire is his G diffuser malfunctions.
Right.
And who's maintaining the G diffuser? It ain't Falco. It's our boy Slippy.
True.
I mean, and I think it's the context of the characters. Like Falco is supposed to be the hotshot pilot. So when he is in trouble, the context is, oh, he's actually in trouble. Peppy is supposed to be the surrogate father figure, and he does give you some useful advice, at least the first time through. So you feel obligated to protect this guy. Slippy is the annoying friend that you've known since high school, and you don't really want to push him away because you're his only friend. And he can be okay in small doses, but he really needs to read the room. And now he's still here. And oh crap, your entire livelihood is built on this 80-year mortgage on a interplanetary ship that his father owns. So you can't really kick him off the team because that's not going to go over well. Okay, yeah, Slippy, you can fly the plane. I mean, it basically flies itself, right? I mean, it's got a G diffuser. Any competent pilot could fly the thing. So, and Slippy knows how it works. He should be all right. Right? There's 3 other guys in the squad. How bad could it be? Slippy, get back here! Just damn it! And I think that's why people hate Slippy Toad.
Yeah, personally, I'm in the boat of Smoogie Boogie, and I found Falco more annoying, and I let him die. I mean, that's just me. I kind of stopped that. I think when I was a kid, I was more annoyed by Falco, but nowadays I'm just like, okay, I get it. He's fine, but like, as a kid, I'm like, dude, just shut up and stop being a dingus. Just die already. So
I mean, ultimately, Slippy gets the last laugh because if you follow some of the endings in Command, he settles down, gets married, and has a whole bunch of kids. And retires as a war hero, with one of his kids going on to form the new Star Fox. Everybody else, like Peppy, dies, and Fox and Falco basically have a lot of storylines where they fail to continue anything meaningful and just kind of like become wash-ups in some degree. So, I mean, there's the short game, and then there's the long con.
Yeah. I think Slippy wins in that respect. I don't mind Slippy that much. He's fine. I can see why people don't like him, but I think he's fine. But I'm also fine with this question from Xeric Studios. With Sally and Amy sharing what was left of Nicole's memories from the post-reboot world, did they get less memories than the rest of the Freedom Fighters to avoid the baggage of, say, Sally remembering she had a brother, Amy remembering her cousin, and such?
No, that whole scene was meant to be that they were brought back on equal footing, and they lost the memories on equal footing. So, moot point, they don't remember anything, but no, they were supposed to get the same amount of memory juice.
Memory juice. I need that because I can't remember anything. Next question is from Warehouse Dave. Why do you have a Patreon?
Because we like money.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm glad. I'm glad we're being honest about this.
More specifically, we like being able to buy food, and buying food requires money.
Mm-hmm.
And because you guys are so generous and stick with us for so long, we can actually do that. We're actually to the point where at the end of the month, I can actually handle like a small bill.
What what we make doing this show, thanks to you guys, is not insignificant. No.
I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to retire and do nothing but BumbleKast in the near future, but it's something and it helps. And I think everybody who's listening to the show can appreciate, any little bit of help is greatly appreciated.
Yes.
So, thank you guys.
Yes. And we also like to, we like this community that we've built. And we like doing stuff fun. We like doing stuff with you guys. It's fun. And we like just talking to you guys and hanging out with you. So, and building this community through the Patreon has just been, it's been so much fun. You guys are awesome. You guys who are listening and help us out on Patreon or KoFi or any other fashion you help us out, even just by like sharing the show, letting your friends know about it, telling people about it. That's a big one. Tell people about the show, and that is huge for us. I mean, you see what happens when we got that shout out from the Game Apologist a few months ago.
Yes.
That was awesome. And so things like that, even just things like that, are super helpful. So, yes. Thank you for everybody who supports us in any fashion, whether it's even just listening to the show or whether it's monetarily. I mean, that's awesome. And finally, our last question is from Typre Gaming TPG. Which came first, the chaos or the emerald?
The emerald. The emerald is what causes the chaos.
Oh, but where did the emerald come from? Or was the emerald born from? Was it born from chaos? Could the emerald have been born from chaos?
Can't talk about it yet.
Oh, okay.
It's another hashtag knowing smile.
I think the chaos bore the emerald, which bore the chaos. So it's like
it's chaotic. It doesn't have to follow linear time.
No, it's like a Mobius strip. Except we can't use Mobius anymore, so it's a Sonic's World strip.
And we're certainly not having Sonic strips, so it'd be a very short show.
I mean, yeah, it's true. He doesn't. He just take off his shoes. Some people would like that. Probably a little too much.
That's going to wrap us up for this episode of the BumbleKast. Before we go, we're going to give a big thank you to all the people who make this show possible. Thank you to Daniel H., Alex P., James K., John B., Jennifer R., Samuel P., Robotnik Holmes, Sam Cybercat, Mike B., Justin G., Torchbound, Coupling Crew 128, Duas Diz Din, Diane W., Scruffy Matt, Andrew D., Chris A., John N., Sony, Dawn B., Yami M., Lee H. K., Sin Fritz, Lisa M., Salute Cat, Chevelle, Silly String, Nani, Bradley TT, Off, Dave M., Blue Title Gamer, Justin S., Tick Tick, Paps, J. Frost, Final Neil, Dagama F, Wow, Jib, Jonathan D, Hero of Light 13, Rachel W, Godzilla, Chaos Universe, Sonic Legacy, PC the Unicorn, Piggy Bank, Daniel B, Dadler the Dalek, Preston M, Sony N, Dove, Owen BD, Jonathan W, Red the Supernamic, Ryan D, Flixie, Fire Scarletta, Chase L, Joe S, Turbo, Red Wolf, Fernando G, Crooker, Jonathan R, Chad, Les, Speedweed, Scurvy Piratehog, TerravancerYoh, and the Shadow Emperor.
Don't forget, Sonic characters don't have toes. Was that Snake?
Otacon, why don't they have any toes? I'm not entirely sure, Snake. I mean, they're still able to wear sandals, and you see it kind of blob around the thong. No, I don't want to know anymore. You don't even want to know how they taste? Shut up, Otacon. Anyway, you can find Ian over at Ian Flynn BKC on Twitter or his personal website, bumbleking.com, that has links to a store with a sale going on right now, as well as the original web series with Adam Bryce Thomas called Drogoon. That's drogoon.com, DROGUNE.com.
Thank you, Snake. I'm glad you were able to take over there for Ian, whatever he's doing now.
It's very hard to do consistently. David Hayter, you are a madman. I wasn't even doing it well.
You can find me on Twitter at KyleJCRB. You can also head on over to kngi.org. That's where you can find all the archived episodes of the BumbleKast and my other show, Nitro Game Injection. a video game music show all about remixes, arrangements, covers, and all of that fun stuff that the fan community makes. You can listen to that streaming live on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Follow the show on Twitter at BumbleKast. Email us at BumbleKast@yahoo.com. And listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, our YouTube channel, and kngi.org.
Don't forget to check out the Bumble store, because over there you can get some Bumble gear, some Bumble items. You can make your whole house a Bumble kingdom. Do it. I dare you. And then send pictures to us. We want to see it.
To get your Bumble gear, go to shop.spreadshirt.com/Bumble store.
I think I said that.
No, you had a really good tagline, make your own Bumble Kingdom, but you didn't actually get the link to the store.
Well, whatever, man. Tell us about this Twitch stream. Or not, we're not even on Twitch anymore. Tell us about the YouTube streams.
As Kyle turns into a deflating Muppet, you can catch BumbleKast Gaming live, streaming on YouTube. That's youtube.com/BumbleKing videos, Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, or other times throughout the week.
I have been deflated. You have deflated me. I'm deflating.
And now Kyle doesn't have any toes. That's going to wrap us up for this episode of the BumbleKast. Hope you enjoyed. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we'll see you next time for more BK Q&A.
Oh, I'm melting. I'm melting. I'm melting. Melting. Melting into a pile of toeless goo. No toes. And only 4 fingers. Wait, do Sonic characters have 5 fingers now?
Yeah, they do.
That seems to kind of... Yeah, I guess they do now. They used to not.
The only one who consistently didn't have 5 was Fang, and I think that's being changed. So,
oh, okay, interesting.
Everyone thought it was supposed to be because he was some kind of weird interdimensional being, and then ultimately it was just kind of like a slight Yakuza reference.
Oh, okay, weird. How would it be like if Tangle, Whisper, Jewel, Starline, Rough, Tumble, Mimic? You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. We've talked about Starbucks. What is Starbucks?
Can't let you ship that Starbucks.
Damn it, Ian. This show. What is this show? What is this thing we do? Ian? What is this?
I think that is the first truly knee-jerk, exasperated response I've gotten out of you, and I love it.
What are we doing? Why do people listen to this?
I don't know, man. I'm entertained.
Okay. As long as you're entertained, that's all that matters. Okay.